Daddy Trump, 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 Daddy Trump.
I am a gay Democrat and I'm voting for Trump.
We're here today to support Trump.
I love Trump.
You love Trump?
Absolutely, yeah, since 2016.
You walk down these streets with a Trump hat, people will say the most horrific things to you, including calling you a fascist.
I'm trying to prevent World War III, and I think my vote will do that.
Donald Trump is back in New York. He's speaking today in front of 19,000 people at Madison Square Garden. Now, just over a week from now, he could be elected president once again. And naturally, we're here to talk to his supporters, die-hard Trump fans, about why they want him back in the Oval Office and what they think he can do to change the outcome of the war in Gaza and in Lebanon.
USA! USA! We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump! Fight, fight, fight! Fight, fight, fight!
We love Trump! We need Trump! World need Trump!
We're here at the entrance of Madison Square Garden. This is where they blocked off the roads, and lots of Trump supporters, lots of red caps, lots of Make America Great Again. And let's go talk to some of these people. Let's see what they have to say. So as a Democrat, why have you decided to vote for Trump?
Because those people are crazy. That's simple. That's your soundbite. That's it. Nothing else needs to be said. That's it. They've gone crazy.
How do you feel about Trump in terms of foreign policy?
Oh, he's good. He's good. Yeah. He's good, yeah. Donnie's got it going on, baby. Donnie's got it going on. They all know, boy. If Donnie comes back, they all got to start behaving.
Who needs to stop behaving?
All of them. Every 191 of them need to start behaving when Donnie comes back.
How do you feel about the war in Gaza right now?
This is the Magador code. Our movement is, we're Matadors supporting the Magador himself. The Matador, Magador, Make America.
The Magador, that's clever.
Magador, like that, and it's amazing.
What would you like Trump to do if he gets elected? First day in office.
Change New York.
Change New York?
Yeah.
How so?
Make it better. Make it greater. No, seriously, it's terrible.
Close the border, clean the water.
Close the border with Canada, or right now there's a war in Ukraine, there's a war in Gaza.
Yeah.
How do you want Trump to handle that?
Peacefully, diplomatically, peace through strength. I believe Trump's the best candidate for peace in the Middle East. He's proven that.
Do you agree with how much weaponry is being sent by America to Israel to help with this war?
I have no comment on that.
The reality is, though, when you're dealing with, Islamic fanatics, which is what we're dealing with in Gaza, or any kind of backward type of group of people, you need to understand that they only speak the language of force.
How do you feel about the war in Gaza today?
I think if Trump was around, it would be over in 1 month.
What would he do differently to what the Biden administration is doing?
He would make sure that there's no distribution of anything over there, and you'll have the Gazans fighting with Hamas.
The distribution, you mean like humanitarian aid?
Exactly.
So I was bullied growing up in New York City by anti-Semitic children who were taught to hate Jews because of Israel. And this was starting as early as first grade. And how could children know that Jews are bad people? Somebody had to have taught them that.
I mean, how do you feel about some of the people that accuse Trump of surrounding himself by people that do have anti-Semitic rhetoric in the past, people like Steve Bannon and Stephen Miller?
That was a problem, for sure. And that's one of the reasons people like me didn't vote for him before. I do think he's been wiser and smarter in terms of who he surrounds himself with more recently. You certainly don't see Steve Bannon advising Trump and things like that. I think he was foolish in the beginning, and that's part of his problem in 2020, why he lost, I think. But I think you're seeing a very different Trump this time around, and the polls are reflecting it, and I think the results will as well.
Why do you support Trump?
Because I see people marching through the street calling for the death of people like me, and I don't think that's acceptable. So I think Trump will not let that happen.
Who are you talking about when it comes to people marching?
Palestinian protesters saying Antifada revolution, which is calling for the death of all of the Jews.
There's a war in Gaza and Lebanon. How do you think Trump would handle a situation like that?
Better than Kamala. There wouldn't have been a war if Trump were in office. So.
How do you guys feel about what's happening over there?
Terrible.
keep the peace. It's horrible. Obviously, I mean, it shouldn't be happening. It's inhumane, and I think it shows the energy of the world right now.
Do you think young people in America today have a better understanding of what's happening in Palestine?
Yeah, I think definitely a lot. I know in 2016, back then I was very young, obviously. I was like 15 years old. And I saw Trump be pro-Israel. So I was like, oh, all right, that makes sense. Like, I'm just going to do whatever he says because I like him and whatever. And now that I've gotten older and realistically post-October 7th is when I think a lot of my generation specifically woke up. So I don't think it started on October 7th. I think that it started in 1948 when the British and the United States decided to create Israel and make it a state. And that's when the first Nakba happened, 47 to 49. 15,000 Palestinians were killed. Even more were displaced. They were forced out of their homes. And as you see the maps from back then to now, Palestine has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where now it's Gaza and West Bank, and even West Bank is getting infiltrated. There's no safe place for Palestinians to exist.
Why do you think Trump would handle the situation better?
Because everyone's scared of him. Honestly, that's the only reason. Trump is very pro-Israel, and everything else I agree with him on except for that. So I honestly have to go with what I agree most on, and that would be with Trump. But I think that Israel would be scared of Trump the same way that Hamas, Palestine, Iran, China, Russia, all these countries are scared of him.
We believe in God. We believe in Jesus. Nobody deny God. Yeah, so we believe in God. And Trump, we believe God choose Trump.
God chose Trump.
Yes.
It was the only president that came and established Israel as the nation, its nation, the capital. Every president promised to do it.
He moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem.
He moved it to, and so he's not going to just stop with Jerusalem and Israel. He's going to move over into Palestine. He's going to bring peace in the land, because he's sent by God.
Obviously, the border needs to be secure in a fair manner, and then we have to stop sending money all around the world. I mean, it should be America first. That's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they say that we're insurrectionists, make America great again. That's make America great again for everybody. You may not like some of the things he says once in a while, but, you have to make a choice, and I think it's clear.
Speaking of money, the U.S. government under Joe Biden has sent $40 billion worth of weapons and aid to Israel this year. How do you feel about that?
I think we should support Israel, but I think we should stop all the money to Ukraine, and not all of it, but I mean, that war is going on for no reason. I trust Trump that he's going to stop that war. Listen, he created those Abraham Accords, peace deals with the Middle East. This is what we need. A leader like that who's going to do things that no other president has been able to do.
Israel has to come out winner in this situation, because Israel is very important ally for this country. It's ICE intelligence in the Middle East. Israel cannot go down.
Israel has a right to defend itself. Israel will defend itself. Israel will survive. And for everybody who's saying within our lifetime Israel will cease to exist, you are going to die one day and Israel will live strong. The question is whether can we make peace or can we not make peace?
How would you want President Trump to handle the war that's going on in Gaza right now?
He could tell Bibi to make that a parking lot for all I care. That's how I feel about that.
That's how you'd want him to handle it?
I mean, that's what he's doing. Let him do it. He has every right. They came in out of nowhere and just attacked people on a holiday. Yeah, he can level it.
How do you feel about people that describe the situation in Gaza right now as a genocide?
It is what it is. It's happened throughout history, all of human history. It's just another page in the book.
Trump! You like communism, right? Trump down. No fascist in America. Get rid of him. He's horrible.
I've hated him since the 80s. You know, I really...
This goes way back for you.
Yes, it does go way back. And I didn't like him then.
Obviously, there's a lot happening in the world right now. There's a war happening in Gaza. There's a war in Lebanon, obviously in Ukraine. And some of the people that we've talked to here say that Trump would be better off in power because he projects strength and that the United States needs to project strength. How do you feel about that?
I think that's a bunch of crap. Projects strength. He's a deranged lunatic.
My name?
Yes.
Vladimir Putin. Maybe you heard I have new single out.
You've got to change your haircut. I like it.
What? You're not wearing a freaking beanie. Let's see your hair, mister.
You want to see my hair?
This guy's telling me I have a new haircut. Look at this clown.
Listen, I didn't say I did it.
Like a kiwi.
I didn't say I hated it.
Okay. I feel like we got off the wrong foot.
All right, well, tell me why you're here today.
I'm here because it's like I'm a big supporter of Donald Trump, and so I want to just kind of like show love.
So why is Trump doing a rally here in New York? There hasn't been a Republican candidate that has won this city since Ronald Reagan. It's been more than 40 years. And yet, some people think that he is here to send a message, to prove that he is just as popular here in the middle of a blue state than he is in other states around the country. Obviously, this is going to be a tough city for Trump to win.
Correct.
Why do you think he's campaigning here today?
I don't think Trump is campaigning here to win the votes of people who are here. I think he's doing it to show that don't be afraid to voice your opinion. There are more of us than you realize. There are more people who think the way people like myself think than you realize, even in blue places like this.
President Trump is a figurehead that we're sick and tired of the status quo, sick and tired of what's happening in America.
Like they say MAGA, we're not any extremists. Well, you could just see the love in the crowd around here. We just want to have financial stability, and we want to have freedom and safety.
Fight, fight! Fight, fight, fight! Fight, fight, fight! Fight, fight, fight! Fight, fight, fight!